Hey guys, another video from Cartagena. It is currently like 1:20 in the morning and I just got back from walking around Cartagena. It's an interesting place, I gotta say. It's a little chaotic for my liking. More so than Medellin, to be honest. I haven't really left the area where my hostel is, but it's interesting to say the least. I did a fair amount of people watching tonight. There's a lot of people just, out and about, going to clubs and stuff like that. But it kind of got me in my feels a little bit, just because it made me realize that I feel like I've kind of lost my purpose for traveling, at least here. I feel like I was way more aligned to goal when I was traveling. When I was in Peru, because I had clear objectives on like what I was doing. And then when I first got to Colombia and I enrolled in Spanish school, and I only had like maybe 4 or 5 days to like see Medellin before I started those classes. And then I felt like I actually had like a purpose for being here. But here in Cartagena, I haven't really found a lot of things that have captured my eye that are like, things to do. There's like history tours and food tours and stuff like that, but nothing's really like speaking to me aside from some island hopping that I was recommended that I'm going to try to do. But other than that, I'm looking forward to actually going back to Medellin and finding some classes for Spanish, assuming that I don't get called to a prospective job next week, and then also going to the Choco to take pictures of poison dart frogs. My Spanish isn't at a point where I can best use it to complete another goal of mine, which is to find a Latina and date her. But, aside from that, I really feel like that I've reached a point where I'm kind of wasting my time here, because going out the last few nights has kind of caught up to me a little bit. I'm not really a fan of, at least here, going out hasn't really felt as fun. It's like playing 3D checkers or some shit, like trying to enjoy yourself and also kind of like talk to girls and gauge which girls are into you. And I don't know, it's just a pain in the ass. Granted, I love the music here. A lot of the clubs here are predominantly reggaeton versus traditional American music, which is way more my vibe. But that being said, my Spanish still isn't at a point where I can fully send it. Regardless though, I think it's important to travel with purpose. I don't really feel like I have a purpose here in traveling. I haven't really felt obliged to leave my hostel too much. I've been kind of in the same area. I've been exploring the same area too. It's just, I'm ready for like the next thing. I'm actually looking forward to going back to Medellin and actually like staying on a kind of a schedule. Because when I was in Medellin 2 weeks ago, and even Manizales as well, there were 2 different factors that were going on. I was going to the gym. I was doing something productive that was better to my own wellness, which was learning Spanish. And I also I had made a very good friend who I was hitting the gym with and hanging out with, and he was like kind of being my software tech bro. So super cool guy. So I had that. I had a pretty solid little mini life setup there in Medellin, and I'm kind of missing that, to be honest, because here Cartagena is a place I've wanted to go to because honestly the architecture looked really cool, but being here in person, while it is still really cool, it's kind of underwhelming. Either that or I haven't found the proper spot yet. But regardless, I feel ready to move on. I'm more looking forward to seeing other parts of Colombia. There are a couple other towns that are closer to Cartagena that I'm hoping that I'll be able to see, maybe not on this trip, but on a future trip, where Barranquilla and Santa Marta both look beautiful. Santa Marta for sure because of the beaches there. Barranquilla only because I met a couple girls from there who blew me away. I've heard people talk about traveling, how it's almost more of a feminine activity, because feminine energy is all about the flow of love and spontaneity and just doing what feels good in the moment and the expression of love. And masculine energy is more so the pursuit of goals. And just by that alone, you could probably, all right, yeah, traveling is definitely for most people, just going on a vacation and being spontaneous about it is something that probably more aligns with feminine energy. But that being said, that's kind of how I feel right now, because I kind of feel purposeless being here in Cartagena, at least for right now. While I don't feel like I'm wasting my time, I definitely feel like I'm ready for the next thing. I think that moving forward, it'll be more important for me to, once I get into a new place, I need to establish a routine and a place where I can be productive without distractions. And I was actually able to do that in Medellin fairly easily, just with the way I set up my life within that week and a half of being there, where I was able to make some friends initially, hang out with them, and then when they started to branch off, I was able to just go into my routine, go to the gym, and just be productive in a good way. Once I'm able to replicate that again, I'll be able to learn Spanish, have that skill, have it behind me, and then move on to the next thing. Thinking about that now makes me happy. That's just something that I've been kind of struggling with while I've been here in Cartagena. Also because I had a couple existential crises that I don't know if I really want to go into this video, but I will go into at least one of them in another video. So stay tuned. Hope that you got something out of this, and I'll catch you in the next one.